In this video, we are learning how to solve systems of equations using addition. Okay, so our objective is I will solve systems of linear equations using addition. Okay, remember before now we learned methods such as graphing. You find the point of intersection. And we've also learned how to solve systems using substitution. Okay, today we're going to be learning how to solve systems using addition. And if you look at our central question, it is what kinds of systems are easiest to solve using addition? Okay, and when to use addition to solve the system. Remember, when you solve systems of equations, you are trying to figure out what the value of the variables are. Okay, so when to use addition is when there are additive inverses. In the equations. Okay, additive inverses are like opposites, and I'll explain what that means when there's opposites. Okay, so for instance, we have a system of linear equations x plus y equals 7, and then x minus y equals negative 11. When you have terms that are additive inverses, what that means is they are opposites. So see my two equations? We're going to use addition because we have a y and a negative y. So the y terms, in this case, the y terms are additive inverses. All right, because we have a positive y and a negative y. If you add these two equations, right, put a big plus sign out at the front. If you add these two equations and you add vertically, you have x plus x, negative y, I'm sorry, positive y, and then add a negative y, these are going to cancel out. And the whole point of solving a system of equations is to solve one equation at a time with only one variable. So if we are to do that, let's add these two equations. So we have our opposites, a positive y and a negative y. So if we add these, we have an x plus an x. Let's add an imaginary 1 there. 1x plus 1x is 2x. And then if you have a positive y and you add a negative y, these terms are going to cancel out. Okay, notice we're adding vertically. We're adding the x terms, the y terms, and then we're going to add the numbers. 7 plus a negative 11, we have our equal sign, it's negative 4. So now we used addition to start solving this system because now we have it down to one variable and one equation. That was the whole point. All right, so now we have 2x equals negative 4. Divide by 2 on both sides. And you're left with x equals negative 2. Because negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. All right, but we're not finished solving the system, because we know what x equals, but now we have to figure out what y equals. Now in this case, we don't have an isolated variable, but we can use either equation to figure out what y equals. Let's copy the first equation. X plus y equals 7. That was the first equation. So to figure out what y equals, let's plug in what we just found out. X equals -2. So we recopied the first equation, and now let's plug in -2 for x. So it's -2 plus y equals 7. Okay, and then let's add 2 to both sides, right, because we want to keep the variable on one side and then bring the numbers over. The 2's canceled out, and now you're just left with y equals 9. All right, so our final order pair, solving the system, it's -2, 9. So if we were to graph these two equations, the point of intersection, or the solution to the system, is -2, 9. Okay, and the way that you can check yourself is let's plug back in our x and our y to make sure that it works in both equations. If x is -2, we have -2 plus 9 equals 7. It works. And then let's plug in -2 for x and 9 for y. -2 minus 9 does equal -11, so it works in both equations. All right, so remember, the whole point of solving a system of linear equations is to get the value of the variable. And the way that you know to use addition is when you have two terms that are opposites, like you have a plus y and a negative y. That way, when you add the equations together, right, you put a big addition sign and then you add each term separately, the x's, the y's, and then the numbers, then you're down to one equation with only one variable. That's the whole point. You want to cancel out some. One of the terms. All right, now I want you to try the got it and then watch the video for the got it.